if you feel like you are not good enough, or if you feel like you're just broken or something's missing in your life, then we're going to talk about this today, because this is a topic that I feel like no matter where you've been in your life or your journey, you probably go through this.
True that.
All right, so make sure you stay tuned, because we're going to be jamming on this right now. All right, welcome back to Intentional Lifestyle Creators. My name is Ryan, and this is Wes.
Hey.
All right, and today we're going to be talking about that feeling of brokenness, okay? Because a lot of us go through it, even no matter if you're going through personal development, if you're around good people, still you can kind of feel like you're just not enough at times. And this is a very common thing. So if you're new to the channel, make sure you get subscribed. Make sure you leave a comment if it helps you. Anything in this video helps you out. And feel free to connect with us on Instagram too. So I could say that, like, I've felt broken. I know you felt broken. There's been plenty of times where, like, especially as you go on that journey as an entrepreneur, you're really susceptible to, like, things that have happened to you in the past, because they, like, all of a sudden just, like, come up, right? Like, even stuff you haven't even, like, thought about in years. As soon as you start about, like, starting your own business, it's like your brain just, like, starts throwing all the shit at you that, like, happened. You may not even thought about it.
So I don't think it's just only entrepreneurs.
Oh, no.
I think it's everyone. But I think the difference between entrepreneurs, for the most part, is that you want to get past some things, and you work on yourself, right? Like, you work on yourself. You do all kinds of, like, personal development, and, like, start reading books and listening to good shit and whatever. And so when you're working on yourself, you know that you need to get past certain things, and that's why a lot of it comes up, I think.
Right. No, I feel you. When I had this come up the other day, actually. Like, I was working with a guy, and he's twice my age, and I was really nervous about saying some certain things to him because he was twice my age. And I actually was talking to one of our friends about this, and it was just one of those instances where I had to, like, get over and let go of the young kid mentality, and understand that, like, if you are on the call with someone, or if you're at the table at the board meeting or whatever it is, you're at the table for a reason. You know what I mean? Like, if you get invited somewhere, like, it's nothing to do about your age, nothing to do about anything. It's the value you bring to the table. And crazy how I never really thought about it like this. But then I thought about Caleb Maddox in that moment.
Okay.
Kid's been a speaker since he was like 9 years old, multi-millionaire kid.
Yeah.
He's over here closing, multi-million-dollar deals with people and coaching them. And it's not about age. It's just about, okay, well, what can you bring to the table? Period. And I feel like, as we go on our journey through life, no matter what, like, we're going to have to battle that back and forth of, like, am I good enough? And it's not going to just stop going away. I think that a lot of times we think that that's just going to go away if I just create some success. And then guess what? You go to an event and you're going to meet someone that has 10 times the success you have, and that same shit's going to come right back up, because you're going to be around more people. Yeah.
Burying it, and that's what we do. Like, we don't want to feel that feeling, so we just bury it.
Right.
So, okay. So, I wanted to talk about, like, what do you look at yourself as? Like, so if you were abused as a child, or you were raped, or you did drugs, or whatever the case, are you always going to be that person, like, oh, I'm just a woman that was abused as a child, or I'm a woman that was raped, or I'm a man that was on drugs and lost my family? Like, those things suck, and
it happened.
It like transforms you in different ways, but, like, you can't just bury it, and you can't look at yourself like, oh, I'm just this little girl that was raped for her whole childhood. Like, you have to get to a point where you're like, I don't want to be that little girl that was raped anymore. And, like, yes, it happened, and it made you the person you are, but it's also going to make your future, and it's going to make your story, and it's going to make your message of how you help people. So instead of, like, holding on to it in a negative way, like, oh, I'm just a little girl that was abused through childhood. Look at it in a positive way. Like, it did help you become the person that you are today, and it's helping you create a message to help other people going through it. Yeah. Does that make sense?
I feel like, you know, a lot of times in those situations, like just how you said, we look at it as, I don't want to be this person anymore. And if you think about like law of attraction 101, anything you start off with, I don't, is typically what you're going to get. So if you keep fighting this uphill battle of like, I don't want to be this, I don't want to be this, and you know you don't want to be identified as the, you know, the person that whatever happened to you, right?
Yeah.
But if we start focusing on what you do want to become, so instead of just saying like, I don't want to be this, start interchanging that phrase with, well, what do you do want to be?
Yeah.
Who do you want to be?
Yeah. Who is the person you want to become? And then you really have to get through the hurt and pain that comes with the thing that like broke you, right?
Has anything ever broken you? I know you're hard. Have you ever felt broken in any instance of your life?
Yes, I have.
Oh, would you care to share?
Would you like me to share everything? No.
Where should I start?
So, I would say like one of the things that just keeps coming up is like one night I went out drinking, I came home, some guy that was like stalking me through the night ended up breaking into my apartment. I woke up and like had to fight him off. Like there was blood all over, my nails broke, like he was choking me, strangling me. Like I fought for my life. Eventually I ended up like hitting him in the head with the iron, and it was just this big thing. But like in that moment, for weeks and weeks, and I don't even know how long after, like I was broken. Like I was scared to be in my apartment. I asked my mom to come and be with me for a while, and she couldn't make it. And I was just alone. I was by myself. I was scared. I felt really broken. And then through the whole investigation, you know, the cops were called, blah, blah, blah. The cops basically acted like I was in the wrong because I shouldn't have been drinking that night. I shouldn't have gone out and drank that much as a young woman with my friends. And so it was like I was just broken, and then it made me like embarrassed that even happened, and I didn't want to talk about it. Like it was a really low point for a while. Like I felt really broken.
So how'd you get through it? Like how'd you make it through the broken?
So I don't think that it ever, it's an easy fix. Like it's not like, you know,
it's work.
It's a lot of work. And so like I probably buried it for a long time because I didn't want to deal with the pain and the hurt and the embarrassment and whatever. And so I buried it for a long time. But then, you know, years later, when I did start truly working on myself and working on the woman that I wanted to become, I guess it just took like a lot of praying, a lot of crying, a lot of just really releasing it and not being mad at the guy that did it anymore, and like really just praying for him and forgiving him. And once you go through all these steps of just really like praying for someone, you know, forgiving them, truly releasing it from your soul, like that's when love starts to fill your body, and all the hurt and the pain and everything comes out. And it's not an overnight process. Like it takes a long time and for you to truly heal.
You know, like getting around other people is probably going to help you too. Like not just trying to think you got to do it alone, or you know, that no one else has been through it. I think that's a lot of times like when we feel broken as people, like we for some reason we always think like it's just us going through it.
Yeah.
You know, and you know it's not true, but you have that thought is kind of like winning all the battles in your head. It's like you're the only person that's going through it, or this happened to other people, but like this is way worse.
Yeah. No one's gonna understand. Right. No one's gonna truly know or feel the feelings or whatever. But like we're all one. Like all of us humans are the same. Like we all go through the same things and have like the same feelings, and people might handle things differently, but we all go through the same shit. So like I just sorry.
No,
just to remember, like, it's not an overnight fix, and it's not like I'm gonna read this book and then I'm gonna be boom, good to go. Like, stop burying it, because that's what you're doing.
Right.
Like, you have to release it and work on it and forgive it, and just like, and then start loving yourself. And it's not easy to love yourself. Like, it's not. I mean, I know, especially women, like, it's hard because we judge ourselves and we compare ourselves, and it's hard to truly love yourself. But like, you start doing it slowly, and you're gonna get to the point where you fully have released all the shit and the brokenness.
Yeah, I feel like if kind of like spinning it to how this can like really not only help you move forward in your life, but like if you're building a business, like, this is the term, if you've ever heard turn your mess into your message, like, this is where it comes from, is because typically it's the thing that is like scaring you the most, it's the thing that you got like the most resistance to, because we always talk about there's 3 ways to build a business, period. You build an audience, you engage with them, and you help them solve their problems. Well, if you're going through this one thing and you're actually adamant about like making it through, if I'm at point A feels like shit, and point B is gonna feel amazing. If you know what point B is, and there's a distance between those 2 points, there's a journey between them, and you're willing to go on that journey, then there's people that are waiting on you to go on that journey. There's people there's moms, there's dad, there's husbands, there's wife, like there are people out there that are waiting for you to take that first step and from A to B. And when you do that, like, you're gonna build the audience, you're gonna have things to engage with that audience with, and you are the one that like went out and said, I'll solve the problem first. And no matter how you try to monetize that or whatever, like, that's how it happens.
Yeah. So, and I can't remember if you mentioned this in the beginning, but you can't skip it, you guys. You can't skip the journey. You can't skip. You can't
take a helicopter to success.
You can't like, okay, this is the person I want to be, and then like make all this money and think you're that person, because it's going to keep coming up and you're going to still be broken even with the success that you have. You have to take the journey through it. You have to like release and just whatever. You have to deal with it. Like, you can't bury it forever. You have to deal with it to get to the other side and truly be happy.
Yeah. So again, you got to kind of just say, you know what, I am willing to let go of playing the victim. I'm going to be the one that puts on the cape and kind of leads the way and goes and gets the support, gets the help you need. And if you need help or support, like, hook up with us. Come join our Facebook group, connect with us on Instagram or shoot us a message on here, and we'll be glad to connect you and be glad to put you in a group that you can feel like you can get some support that you need. And
I'm just going to say, this was like a super serious episode, right? This is like the most serious episode we've had. I feel like it's like, I have been through a lot of shit. So you can't come to me with anything and think that I'm not going to understand or I'm going to judge you in some kind of way. So if you need help, like, I can help you, and I can, what's it called? Like, be on the same level as you or with you or whatever. But
resonate.
Yeah, there you go. There you go, boo. But I'm not going to take excuses, okay? Like, I don't do that. So you can't come at me and be like, oh, she's going to feel bad, or she's going to, I can get away with this. No excuses. Sorry. Hashtag not sorry.
No. Sorry, if you feel like, I'm telling you guys, if you feel like you're not good enough, then that is your own mind just trying to just keep you from where you want to be. Yeah. Okay? Like, I felt the same way years ago. Like, I don't know if I can create success in network marketing. I don't who's gonna buy anything from me? Like, who would want to listen to me? Who's gonna want to follow me? And like, these are all things like, and I can say 5 years ago I was a pretty confident dude, but still, you're still fighting these things. And even then, like, again, if you make $100,000 a month, guess what? If you get in a room with people that make $1 million a month, I'm sure there's going to be some insecurities show up. But those insecurities are the things that, they set us apart. You can be the person that like looks at those insecurities and says, "Ooh, that's where I need to start growing and paying attention." Or you can be the person that says like, "Oh, I have these insecurities," and all of a sudden they just start to eat at you and they weigh you down and they bring you down. And so we all have that choice every single day, you know? So
True that.
yeah. So hey, hopefully this one helped you out a little bit. You know, feel free to connect with us.
Yeah.
Leave a comment. Let us know at the bottom and just let us know like what was your favorite thing, favorite takeaway. And feel free to continue this conversation over on the gram. All right. Hook up with us and we'll catch you on the next one.
Who dat?
No. See
Love
ya.
you.
Subscribe. Hey, and thanks so much for watching this episode of ILCTV. We hope to see you back for another episode. So make sure you click that like button. Leave a comment in the comment section with the word value if you enjoyed this video. Be sure to hit the subscribe button and share with any other online entrepreneurs you know. And of course, before you leave, make sure you watch one of these other videos and go into the description box so you can grab your free goodies. Hope to see you back again on ILCTV.